Ring called off its partnership with Flock Safety. The antitrust head overseeing the Netflix-Warner Brothers merger resigned. And the EU reportedly opened another probe into Google's ads pricing. It's Friday the 13th, and here's a quick look at tech in the news this morning from Engadget. Ring has canceled its partnership with Flock Safety after receiving backlash for running a Super Bowl ad touting its search party feature. Ring revealed back in October that it was entering a partnership with the surveillance company, which would make it possible for law enforcement to ask smart doorbell owners for videos captured by their devices. In its announcement, the company said that the planned Flock Safety integration would require significantly more time and resources than anticipated. The decision to call off the partnership was mutual, Ring said, and Flock Safety's integration was never launched. Apparently, no Ring customer footage was ever sent to Flock. Now, under the partnership, law enforcement agencies using Flock's Nova platform, or Flock OS, would have been able to use Ring's community requests to ask for doorbell videos from users. They would have been asked to specify the location and time frame of the incident, as well as provide a unique investigation code and the details about what is being investigated. Their requests would then be forwarded to relevant users who could choose to share footage from their doorbell. Ring said the whole process would have been anonymous and optional. The company was known to have shared security cam videos to law enforcement without a court order or the device owner's consent at least 11 times in the past. Back in 2024, though, it seemed to have walked back its police-friendly stance and said that it would stop sharing videos with the police without a warrant. Now, this alliance with Flock would have marked a return to police collaboration after the company distanced itself from law enforcement. Flock is known for its automatic license plate readers and for centralizing that information into a database that police can search without a warrant. While law enforcement says the system can help them solve crimes like kidnapping, 404 Media reported last year that ICE had been using the database, citing immigration-related reasons. While Ring's official reason was that the Flock partnership would need more resources than expected, it is worth noting that the company recently got flack for its Super Bowl search party ad. Ring touted it as a way to find lost dogs by using its camera's AI to identify pets running across their field of vision and then pulling feeds together to identify missing pets. While Search Party is not new, and it was announced last year, the ad sparked concerns about surveillance and how the tech could be misused, leading users to disable the feature for their cameras altogether. The head of the U.S. Department of Justice's Antitrust Division is out. Gail Slater, a former JD Vance advisor and Fox Corp VP, reportedly clashed with Attorney General Pam Bondi. Their long-standing feud is said to have centered around Slater's skepticism of corporate mergers. Although Slater technically resigned, The Guardian reported that she was forced out. The fallout was said to be over her differences with Bondi. In recent weeks, Bondi reportedly reiterated to the White House that Slater's views on the Antitrust Division's direction made the pair's relationship irreconcilable. The tensions reportedly began simmering last summer when Slater sought to block the merger between Hewlett-Packard Enterprise and Juniper Networks. She opposed the deal out of concerns that it would create a duopoly in cloud computing and wireless networking. In addition, Slater reportedly told Bondi that U.S. intelligence had not raised any concerns about blocking the merger. However, CIA Director John Ratcliffe later claimed that blocking it would pose national security risks because it could lead to the loss of business to China. The Trump administration's merger-friendly DOJ ultimately approved that deal. Alongside Bondi, Slater was overseeing the DOJ's review of Netflix's proposed acquisition of Warner Brothers Discovery. In December, Trump said he would be involved in the regulatory review. That followed intense lobbying by Netflix and Paramount the latter of which launched a hostile takeover bid. Earlier this month, the Wall Street Journal reported that the department was investigating whether Netflix was involved in anti-competitive practices during the process. Slater's ousting also comes weeks ahead of the DOJ's antitrust trial against Ticketmaster owner Live Nation. The department's lawsuit was filed during the Biden administration. It claims that Live Nation is operating as a monopoly, harming competition, fans, industry promoters, and artists. The European Commission has opened a new probe into Google, this time focused on the company's massive online advertising business. That's according to a report by Bloomberg. European Union regulators have already fined Google billions for violating the Digital Markets Act, and being found guilty of anti-competitive behavior in online advertising could add to that total. While the Commission has yet to announce a formal investigation, Bloomberg wrote that it has started contacting Google's customers and competitors for information about its dominance across multiple online advertising markets. Regulators are particularly concerned that Google could be artificially increasing the clearing price of ad auctions to the detriment of advertisers. If the company is found to be violating the EU's competition rules, Google could be fined 10% of its global annual sales. Google's approach to advertising to minors was reportedly already under investigation by the EU as of December 2024, and besides fines, regulators have ordered the company to open up Android to competing AI assistants and share search data with rivals. In the U.S., there is also precedent for finding Google's approach to online advertising anti-competitive. A U.S. federal judge found that Google is a monopolist in online advertising last April, the conclusion of a legal battle that started with a Department of Justice lawsuit accusing the company of dominating the ad market and using its control to charge more and keep a larger portion of ad sales. The DOJ ultimately wants Google to sell its ad tech business, but a final decision has not yet been reached as to how the company's anti-competitive behavior should be remedied. Thanks for listening. There's more tech news at Engadget.com. This episode featured journalism from Mariella Moon, Will Shanklin, and Ian Carlos Campbell, and it was voiced and produced from the sound studios of Spoken Layer. Enjoy your weekend. I'll be back on Monday morning with more from Engadget.